What is up? What is up?
Us barely.
I know. Charles sucks, so he was all earlier. He goes, "Are we chatting tonight?" I said, "Yep." And then that's all I did was "Yep."
No, it
So
was yeah. Just
oh yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So
No,
then
I'm
he's
the one
like,
that said, what did I say?
I don't know. Charles then goes, "That's not what I'm looking for. I want this," and it was that fat guy from whatever the hell going, guy. I'm like, yeah, don't care.
Fat guy.
I think McTaggart is like the one that's chomping at the bit the most to talk about the things he has going on, which is funny.
It has
But
been a minute though.
Well, then let's make him wait the longest.
There you go. I'm all down for that. I put the subject as being SEMA stuff, but literally like what rolled up to my computer 3 minutes ago. So so I have nothing prepared for that. But hello to Neil and Jet Black and Dr. Dab and looks like Liggett's in the house. All of you guys, thank you for joining us. We So Barnalicious, of course, in the house. The SEMA show this year. Raise your hand if you went to the SEMA show. Yeah. All of you guys that were not there. Now.
Yeah, keep your hand up if you enjoyed your time at the SEMA show.
Yeah, I know. How long has it been since you've been to the SEMA show there, Wickman?
I've never been.
You've never
What?
been? Wow.
I have never been. I am one of those ones that believes that if you don't have a reason to be there, you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
If you're just going to be there taking up space, taking up people's time, just there to drink on Fremont Street and hang out with your friends or whatever, I'm totally against it. So
Yeah, I love you for that. Um, the how many years have you? I mean, how long ago did you go to your first one, Crosby?
What, 93, 4,
Okay,
something like that.
yeah.
I thought you went to it when it was at Dodger Stadium.
Mm.
That
Nope. The first one.
yeah, the first
That was
one exactly.
that was Angel Stadium, actually. I think.
Angels, yeah, it was in Anaheim.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Yep.
My
Yep,
bad.
yeah,
And there's one
You
of
were
the
close.
yeah, close
Well, the
enough.
Angels think they're in LA now, so
Yeah, that's true.
you can blame Artie the owner for that bullshit. Being an
Right
Angels fan, I'm totally against that bullshit. So
there, you go.
actually, I take that back. I think I did go to that.
Really,
Yeah, yeah, I think I did
I
with
did not.
Bill Tidwell. He was married to Linda Vaughn for a while.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Old
Yep.
junior field guy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's funny.
Anyway, that was
Well,
exciting.
what about you, McTaggart? I know the year you came the first time, but I don't remember what year that was.
That was 2010. That was the year I basically snuck into SEMA. That was a couple years before I actually got into this game. So SEMA had this thing where if you went through the new product line, you gave them your opinions, you could get Thursday and Friday in and not be a part of the scene. So
I'll be right back.
that was the
Keep
first time
talking.
me and Haley ever met was that deal because I conned her into coming out and, just come out and see it. She had talked about wanting to see SEMA as well. And by the end of that trip, I had gotten so shit faced. I know I got hit by a taxi at one point one night. Yeah, that happened.
How?
Um,
This has got to be
there's this
interesting.
cute little drink they sell in Mandalay Bay and the Pyramid or whatever the hell. It's called 109 Octane. It's basically an orange Slurpee that they put Everclear in.
Oh my
Because
God.
I'm fresh out of the military and I had asked my friends, what should I do? They told me, yeah, get that and get an extra shot. You'll love it. I had 2 of those.
Holy shit.
I'm not kidding in the least. One of the best.
Did the cab run into you or did you run into the cab?
50 of one, half of the other. The best thing I ever heard from that night, honestly, besides Haley agreeing that I'm still a decent human being, was Brian Loans going, you almost got yourself out of a job before I let you have a job. Because he bore witness to the whole fucking thing. So did Scott Liggett, who's in the chat. He was there that night. Yeah, that was a good night. I haven't been since 2019. We were trying to go for 2020 because, the first day me and Haley met, we might as well celebrate the 10 year. And of course, the world just really went straight to hell that year. So,
Right.
With 2001, I took the Firestone truck, that brownish colored Super Crew, and I was rooming with Rob McGregor, and we were at the Circle Bar Wednesday night, and Bill Carlton shows up in a limo. And
Of course.
goes, let's go. And I'm like, nope, I've seen this deal before. I'm like, I ain't going. And Rob jumps in that limo with all them. I don't know where all they ended up at. Rob ends up back in the room after I'm already in the booth, cleans all his shit out and went home.
No way.
Oh man, he had to go home to sober up. He was so obliterated. I mean, just flat ass disappeared. I'm like, shit.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That
there's
was nuts.
numerous stories about the infamous Circle Bar in SEMA.
Oh, dude, the Circle Bar at the Hard Rock was the single greatest place on earth forever. We used to stay there we used to stay at the Hard Rock when, like, people don't even understand now. They think they know what expensive is. They have no idea. Back in the day when the Hard Rock was like $800 a night, and we would stay there because it was the place to be. But there were a dozen of us in a fucking hotel room. I mean, I exaggerate a little, but there were like 6 of us, and that was the only way we could afford the whole thing. But we were at the Circle Bar at the Hard Rock every single night, and they used to do the car show at the Hard Rock um, on Friday after the show was over, and you had to be somebody to get in there. That was a big deal. It was awesome. Like the Hard Rock was the place to be.
But
What
have
did
you
they
I
do
been
with
have
kicked
that?
been
out of the Circle Bar?
Oh, dude, I have been asked to leave on multiple occasions.
They
Absolutely.
picked me up and carried me out.
Oh, got
Wow.
you.
They tend to do that when you're walking down that outside rail at Circle Bar, trying to get to Kane Morris from the Hack Shack.
On the wall, on the rail.
On the table, on the rail.
Oh, yes. Okay, nice.
Stepping over
Yeah.
drinks because I couldn't get past everybody.
Oh
So I
my
just
God,
jumped
that's
up on the
hilarious.
bar.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that didn't go over well.
Now. And then snuck in the next night.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we have had some fun there, let me tell you. There are Oh yeah, there's lots of stories that I can't even tell from there. Like, wouldn't be allowed. The statute of limitations is not up yet,
God,
So
that hooker didn't look like a cop.
right, exactly. There are, oh my God, the horror stories from that place are insane. Absolutely insane.
I just love it when they schedule SEMA to occur right with Halloween. So it makes, wandering around outside of the show that much more entertaining.
Oh yeah, the first year I was at SEMA, um, I was with my buddy Sean, and I was there with just for under my shop, and so I had registered ahead of time for us both, but this was in '01, I believe. Um, you you had to go and to pick up your badges. They didn't mail them, or anything then. So you had to go pick up your badges. Well, we walked in to pick up our badges, and I gave my ID, and they're like, "Yeah, you have to have a business card." And I gave her my business card, and she goes, "Well, he's got to have a business card too." And I said, "What?" And I said, "He doesn't have a business card." And she goes, "Well, then he can't get in. He's got to have a business card that says he actually works for you." I'm like, Jesus Christ. So it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, okay, on the first day. So Sean and I walk out of the show, and we go down the street. We get a cab ride down the road. There is a FedEx, well, Kinko's at the time, now FedEx office. There's a Kinko's down the street. So we go down the street, we go to Kinko's. We have business cards made right then at Kinko's. They're like, "Yeah, they'll be done in 30 minutes or so." We're like, "Great." We go across the street, we eat lunch, we come back, poof, we have, brand new business cards. Go back to the show, hand her the business card, and, get our credentials and go. Now, that was the only time we were at the show before noon, because back then it was awesome, because all we did was drink and party and have a great time, and then go wander around and look at parts. Like, it was great. But we didn't have any responsibilities. If we didn't get there, we didn't get there. It didn't matter, God, those were the days. Now I spend the same amount of hours, but it's because I'm in the show at midnight or 1 in the morning, which normal people don't have access to, and most
So
people
you were
would
doing
leave.
exactly what Rickman was saying that he wouldn't do because he's not a
Yeah.
tire kicker.
Well, yeah, but I owned a shop, so I mean, I was making, I was talking to manufacturers about parts to sell and that kind of stuff. So I mean, I was doing business from that perspective, but it wasn't. But even now, like when I go to the show, I tell all the companies all the time, like, you're supposed to be selling parts. Like, you can talk to me anytime. That's what MPMC is for. The media, half of the media people that are there are douchebags who shouldn't be taking up the time of these manufacturers. I mean,
Right.
this year I was doing something different. I mean, I did coverage and ran around and talked to all our sponsors and all that stuff, but I also was doing 3 Sniper 2 presentations a day for Holly this year, and which was fun. It was cool. It was really good talking to people about, products and helped them and what have you. But and the guys at Holly were awesome to ask me, and I appreciated it. But um, it's one of those things where, those presentations were about, let's say, 30 minutes of me actually, giving the spiel, and then another 30 plus minutes, 45 minutes or an hour of, Q&A and everything with everybody. So took up a lot of time. So I was running around like mad. And I didn't get to go see any of the tools or any of that stuff. I never left Central Hall. Like, that was the only place I ever was the whole time. The furthest out of Central Hall I got was is it the Toyo Tires tents? Yeah, the Toyo Tires tents. So, yeah. But, I mean, it was a normal SEMA show, except there's no more big three there. There's no Ford or Chevrolet or Dodge at all anymore.
Well, that was
I don't.
because of the strike, though, wasn't it?
That was the story.
No,
at least on Mopar's end, that was the story.
Yeah, on Mopar's end it was, but Chevrolet and Ford haven't been there for the last 2 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, Mopar said it was because of the strike. They're going to then, what they're going to realize, they already know it, but what they're going to realize is that their bottom line is up by exactly how much money it would have cost them to come to SEMA. So there's no reason for that.
Well, everybody was so scared for so many years. If they backed out of SEMA, you get the old deal. Oh, they're dying on the vine. They're going broke. They can't even
Right.
afford to come to SEMA.
Right.
So now they've all realized it. We don't need to go. COVID proves that.
Right. And there's, I mean, I love the SEMA show. There's good reasons to have it. It's great. It's all those things for the people that need to be there. But unfortunately, a lot of people that are there on the manufacturer and the dealer side just don't need to be there anymore.
Right.
And the
So with all the social media stuff, you can pick up all the information you need in a click, as opposed to spending thousands of dollars go wandering around Vegas unless you just want to go wander around Vegas.
But
that's what
Right.
the majority of those people are doing, just wandering around.
Well, the show has gone from being an actual, you meet them kind of deal, where it was supposed to have been, at least what I've seen since I've been going, it is a circus now. And it's not like, oh, they're doing ride and drives or having some fun out front. That was cool. Now it is, we're having a concert and we want randoms to show up for the last 2 days, and we want to make this big drawn out thing. And you, me, and everybody else knows that everybody's faking their way in. Hell, I've done it. I had to do it one year because, I didn't go with Bang Shift. So we pulled a really shady deal to get in. If I can swing it, any retard can swing it. And many of them do get into the show and they just wander around because they think they can meet celebrities, make deals, see cars that are half-ass built. SEMA's just, it's fun.
Is it done?
I will tell you that
is it done or is it SEMA done?
I had anywhere from 10 to 30 people standing around for, each of these presentations that I did, who stood there the entire time. And only two of the people who I spoke to, who asked a question or anything else, in 4 days of doing this 3 times a day, only 2 people said that they had a shop. Every single person otherwise was like, I have a 63 Polara with a 331 in it. Which one do I need? And my favorite thing was that because it was so painfully obvious on day one that everybody was just going to tell me about their car and ask questions about it. So I changed my pitch, which, me, it was all on the fly anyway, but I changed my pitch and said, look, I don't care. I don't care if you have a 331 Hemi and a 63 Polara. I don't care if you have a 440 and a Magnum. I don't care if you have a 69 Camaro with a slant 6 in it. I don't care what engine you have in what car. None of that matters. I said, you people are all thinking about this wrong because of the fact that you, for some reason, think that when you plug electricity into it, it matters. I said, if I told you, hey, your carburetor's broken, I have a Holly 750 right here, are you going to tell me what engine? And they're like, oh. I said, you don't care. It has a 4150 flange on it, bolted on there. The only part that cares about what your car is the distributor if you choose to go with timing control. And the sending unit fuel pickup if you're going to use one of those. Otherwise, I don't care what you have. It does not matter. It's a 4150 flange bolted on it. It doesn't care. Unlike all of you Mopar people who think it does, it doesn't, you know.
What's a 4150?
You're aggressive tonight,
Yeah.
isn't you, boy?
A square bore
The
carburetor.
hell did I do to you?
Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. Dude, all of the Holly guys are like, oh my God. Like, they were laughing hysterically because they're listening to everything everybody's saying. And the great part was people got good info, you know, and
It's gotta be said. You know,
oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
and
like,
they got good info and they were happy when it was done, but it was like, you have to explain to them, like, this is how it works. And all of those people, I mean, literally all but two. So we're
It
talking
slices,
about,
it dices, it minces, and it feeds a family of 5 out of one potato.
that's exactly why we did it. We were doing it exactly. The ShamWow guy is who I was being. And 100%. That was absolutely the whole reason to do this.
Did you have a little
I've
microphone
picture
that
and chat at the Holly booth.
No,
going,
because it wouldn't plug into the system. But yes, I had it, but it wouldn't work, Wickman. Now,
No way.
Okay, they didn't allow. So the guys at Holly, the bean counters at Holly, the good people at Holly were great, but the bean counters at Holly put the kibosh on Shane Weckerly's designed like stage and everything. So Weckerly designed a stage for me, like a platform to be on, and we were actually going to have not only all of the products like laid out, but we also were going to have ShamWows sitting on the table, like that I could wipe stuff down with real quick.
Wow,
okay.
that would've been-
And we were going to have a Ginsu knife there so I could like cut open a package of something with the Ginsu knife. Because why wouldn't you, right? It's
Look,
like
these
it
connectors.
dices.
I wouldn't trust you with a sharp object, so.
It'd be great. And so Weckerly and I had a whole thing. And he designed it up and he submitted it and they, of course, paired it back, which we figured. But it was pure entertainment. It was great. So,
Although
yeah.
Chad could probably injure himself with a ShamWow too, so.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was, dude. It was funny because we're sitting there, we're doing these presentations, and like, I would say 90% of the questions people asked and stuff were very good, right? They were, they were on topic. They were, they were legit, and they helped other people too, right? Like, they were questions that anybody would be asking. But there were, I would say, maybe not 10%, 5% of the questions had me thinking to myself, I'm not sure you have any business driving a muscle car, let alone working on one. Like, oh my God. It was a very small percentage, but still, there were a few where, you have to be like, oh, yeah, hold on. One of the guys over here can answer this question because I don't know how I'm going to answer this without making you look like an idiot. You know what I mean? But it was really good. It was cool. The new
sounds like they did a pretty good job for themselves already. So.
Oh yeah.
If the other people in the audience are noticing how stupid they are.
Right.
I'm gonna send Tommy Boy with a tack hammer to hit you in the forehead.
And please go apologize to it.
Yeah, the new the Sniper 2 is pretty trick. It's got a bunch of cool changes. I was able in every single presentation to rip on Fords and make people laugh about it. It was perfect. It was so great. Because I was like, on the old Sniper, on Sniper 1, the ECU was on the front of the throttle body instead of the side where it's at on 2. I said, so we got it away from all the noisy things and, better temp and all these things, right? And, it has better RFI stuff. I said, because it, really was more of an issue, on engines that had the distributor in the wrong place, like that ECU was right next to that, loud points type distributor with, crappy plug wires. And dude, every time I would do it, people would go, and they'd start laughing. They're like, "Oh my god, he's talking about Ford guys." And then the Ford guys would be like, "Ah," and I'm like, "I'm just bagging on you or whatever." I'm like, "But your distributor is in the wrong place," So, oh yeah, it was pretty funny. I was laughing.
That text I sent you with the Ford tattoo.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay, yes. Send it to me on Messenger so
Messenger.
I can put it up there. Dude, Wickman sent me the greatest Ford tattoo post ever, and I loved it. And it's inappropriate but awesome. Okay.
We're worried about
Yeah.
inappropriate here.
Yeah, exactly. It was really funny. So, um, okay, he sent it. It hath been sent.
Yes, it has.
It obviously has been received then.
It is. I heard the dinging. Ding, ding, ding goes the bell, all that, Okay, so this bad boy here, you guys are going to laugh. Dooby dooby doo.
Was it a tramp stamp?
No.
Wouldn't that be
but
even better?
It's almost that good though. Okay. So you see the
Oh
tattoo.
my god.
It's not a good tattoo. But do you read what it says at the bottom? It's so good. I mean, it really is. It's so good. It's so good. Yes.
All right, Charles, you won tonight.
I laughed so hard at this one. I thought I was going to die. So, yeah. There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, don't you? You got to love that one.
That's just wrong.
No, it ain't. That's the funny part.
Have you seen the new? I mean, to go completely off topic here, have you seen the new Amazon all electric trucks?
The Rivian
Absolutely. Yeah,
vans?
they've been around for a long time. Yeah.
No, I mean like the new ones.
Yeah, the big rigs.
No, not the big rigs. The delivery.
You're talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
the toasters?
Yeah, the Rivian vans.
Yeah, they're Rivians.
Yeah.
They've been.
Are they
No,
Rivian?
You're
Yeah.
talking about the ones that Amazon.
Yeah, it looks like it's got two eyes.
Yeah,
and-
they're Rivians.
Yeah.
They're Rivians. Yeah,
Oh,
they've
okay.
been around.
I did not know they're Rivians. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're Rivians, and they've been around for a year.
Yeah.
They're just making it into everywhere. But
Yeah, I saw.
Amazon
one
drivers
tonight.
love them. Well, all the intelligent Amazon drivers love them. So
Well, the
Oh,
bunch of the new FedEx vans are the Rivians too.
yeah,
out
exactly.
here.
Yep, that's where they're going to start to be profitable is because of all the delivery stuff. So the Amazon drivers love them because they get to like their brakes are longer. So if they're in certain routes, so like in North Las Vegas, I talked to one of the drivers there when I was at the racetrack, and he said that they're not supposed to plug in to charge for less than 15 minutes, I think it is. They want them to charge for at least 20. Well, they're supposed to take 15-minute breaks, but they would like them to charge during a break, right? If they can. So he says basically you get a longer break. So he said, they don't care if you add 10 minutes to your break, you're still getting, paid. So they like it. He told me that the guy that I talked to about it said the things drive really nice. He said they're awesome. He said they're quiet, which is good. And he said, the Sprinter vans aren't bad anyway, but he used to drive for FedEx. And he said the FedEx trucks are so loud and obnoxious and horrible. He said they just drive you insane. So he said that these are way nicer to drive. They're just way quieter and more
Well,
comfortable.
and the
So,
entry to them is a lot lower as well.
yes, exactly.
They're
Yep.
like an old step van,
Yeah, exactly.
literally.
And they he told me that they actually hold more stuff than
More cubic wise or more weight
yes
wise?
than a sprinter. It holds more volume than a sprinter.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah,
Well, that's the thing
so
too. It's like the picture I got was in a normal parking spot,
yeah,
and
Hmm.
uh, I just sent the picture that I took of it. But if
okay,
you look at the white lines designating the parking spot, is actually out past uh shit, probably a good foot and a half.
right.
They're wide.
Yeah. But the legal limit is the legal limit. Like nobody's wider than that, so it's probably was just a compact spot or something. But
No, it's just a
um,
normal parking spot. This is where I live, but I meant
oh okay.
the back tires. It backed into a parking spot, so the back tires are up against the curb, and it's just like lengthwise. It is like
Oh,
Oh,
extended.
lengthwise. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're long. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
but
Here we go.
they're like the same wheelbase as like a dually. They're like 100 and what
Oh yeah,
35 inches or something.
yeah, probably. They're pretty long, but the nice thing is here. I'm gonna share it, and you guys will be able to see this thing.
An extended cab, not a crew cab.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's when you see this thing, it's pretty cool. The for a delivery truck, whatever. But yeah, this is what they look like.
Hmm.
And yeah, and Rivian's making them. It'll be the reason like Rivian is the closest to being profitable electric vehicle company other than Tesla. Tesla is the only one. Now, Rivian is, because of the way that they manufacture their cars, my understanding is that they have a much smaller, like they have way less credits to be able to sell clean air credits, which is the only way that Tesla makes money. Tesla loses well. At, at one point, Tesla lost thousands of dollars per car. Now, my understanding is it's a few $100s per car. Um, if they didn't have their clean air credits to sell to polluting companies, that's the only reason they make money. They are not profitable as a car company. So, Rivian is aiming to be profitable regardless of those clean air credits, which is smart because, in my opinion, those companies shouldn't be able to sell clean air credits. I think that those companies they're selling them to need to sack up and learn how to clean up their shit or quit making it. So that's my idea. But Rivian, they make some cool stuff. I haven't driven one of their trucks, but the new SUVs are cool looking too.
There was a Rivian. I went to the last day at Bandimere, the,
Yeah,
the the official last day cars were going down the track,
yeah,
and there was a Rivian there, completely stock, running 980s.
Yep.
yeah.
We
Oh
had a
yeah,
couple trucks at high voltage the second year they ran at Sonoma. And yeah, seeing one of those pair off with a Lucid Air and giving it a decent run for its money before the Lucid took over was really impressive.
yeah. Because a Tesla Plaid runs 920s.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in one at 928. And they're, again, they run low nines. Um, the, even like a plain Model Y, like a dual motor, Model Y, if I remember right, like it runs 11 something in the quarter. And
Yeah, I
that's
think it's
just
low 11s or something like
yeah,
that.
that's just their plain SUV. Well, what they call an SUV. It's that taller, bubbly looking one.
Yeah.
Um, they're nice. Mom and I took one out during high voltage and, drove it around Napa for a while. And we stopped multiple times in the middle of a road and just wooded the thing to see what it was like. And the thing leaves hard. Like, way harder than a new Camaro or Mustang or any of those. Way harder. They're all-wheel drive and they got all the trick shit. The hardest part for me in driving a Tesla or any of those is the regenerative braking because I'm a coaster. So I'm a guy that, regardless, automatic or stick car, I'm a guy that lifts off the throttle way before the intersection when I know it's red or going to be red, and I just lift and coast there, right? And so, yeah, with those, you lift off and the things like this, you know. In fact, one of the interesting things about it is if you oh, okay. Steven says that Jordan's Y ran 1220s. So there you go. The the one thing that's really funny about these things is that I said, okay, they must, like, somebody's going to rear end you in one of these because you never have to actually touch the brake pedal. And the Tesla guy's like, no, no, they learned that the first year, and so the brake lights automatically turn on if you're off the throttle for more than like 2 seconds or whatever. So yeah, because you don't ever, literally, you don't have to touch the brake pedal at all to drive the car, ever, except to put it in forward or reverse. And to the point that the only maintenance item on a new Tesla that is required dealer maintenance is that you bring it in and they lube the slider pins on the brake calipers because you use it so little that the brakes will seize on the pins, okay, from corrosion. So they tell you, like, turn off your regen and use the brakes, like, you know, for a day every once in a while. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. Because otherwise, you just lift off the throttle, the thing goes and
No,
stops.
just spray some WD-40 all over them.
It'll be fine. What you're not going to use them anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's funny. Lycan says he rode in one of the Rivian pickups and it flew. Yep. I like the Rivian SUV. I will say, I think I'm looking up what it's called, a R1S.
Yep.
It's a cool looking SUV. It reminds me of like a Range Rover or something like that.
The pickup reminds me of a Ridgeline.
Oh,
Honda.
yeah. Yep, absolutely.
There are so
Yeah, it's
many
just a
Rivians.
tough looking Ridgeline, yeah.
This whole area that I'm in now is just flooded with electric cars. I mean, the Polestars, the Teslas, the Rivians. Going to work this morning, I saw a new Ford Lightning, the F-150 Lightning, with the Pepsi logo on the door.
Oh yeah, Pepsi is hugely electric. They have the only fleet of Tesla big rigs, that a complete fleet of them. I believe it is actually in Denver. Their entire fleet is electric there.
I'll have to keep an eye out for them then.
Yeah, they have Pepsi big rigs that are all the electric Tesla big rigs. The drivers love them, according to the latest stories I've been reading. Yeah.
Oh,
what do you think they're gonna say? No, piece of dog crap.
Right.
The company, oh crap! Give me a second to find this.
Yeah, the Rivian R1S will ford 3 feet, more than 3 feet of water. It will rock crawl 100% grade. It has 15 inches of ground clearance, goes 390 miles, and does 0 to 60 as quick as 3 seconds. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah, that's not messing around. Yeah.
What are you contemplating there, Mr. Taggart?
I'm not. You're on electric car mode. I'm I ain't gonna lie.
I will say that one of the coolest things at SEMA, you're gonna laugh, but was they were pretty smart. They didn't call it like Electric Car World. They called it
the world of tomorrow.
No, it was like the technology of the future or something like that. And it was an entire section in Central Hall that was.
Did they have a moving sidewalk?
No, that was like it was like the a lot of EV swaps, all this stuff. There were a ton of them, and I mean, I say a ton. There was a fair number where they were at. It was pretty cool. But what was interesting was that, there were a bunch of cars that nobody would, that you when you walk by them, you wouldn't have known they were a electric vehicle, right? And so what was funny then is that people were walking by and there were people that are like, oh, look at this badass car. And then they walk up to it and realize it's electric, and then they start, talking shit about it, which was pretty funny. So, like, there was a 65 or 6 Mustang, a 60, I don't remember, it was a 7 or 8 Camaro. There was a square body Chevy pickup. I mean, there were a bunch of cool stuff. And they were all just really nice cars. Like, if the hood was closed, nobody would have ever known that they didn't have an LS3 in them, and everybody would have thought they were great. And the truth is, most people did think they were great. But
that I
I
don't
mean,
have.
what's wrong with it?
No, that
I mean,
part I don't have a problem with. I have no problem with anybody who's building their own. What's the one car? The Satellite that we featured at Holly. It's like a 71 Satellite that's fully electric. The guy.
No, it's a Charger. It's silver. Yeah,
it's a silver Satellite.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where it's somebody in their garage doing it and they're actively pursuing it because they want to. I don't care about that. That's cool. Please. To me, that's showing progress. That's showing somebody who wants to take the initiative, learn something new, try something out that not many people do. I've got no problem with that. My problem is I'm going to put a Tesla on wheels, bag it, and call it a project. My problem is people who swear that I'm the Antichrist because I don't want to drive an Apple Genius bar on wheels.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, there's nothing different about a guy with a Tesla who bags it and puts wheels on it than there is a guy with a new Camaro who puts a set of wheels and lowers his car.
No, I agree there. I agree. It's
There's
basically
no
the same
difference.
thing.
No, it is the same thing. I mean, it's exactly
hot rod
the
masturbation.
Same.
I have wheels.
I think McTaggart's point is simply that everybody acts like they're better than thou because they're saving the planet with their electric vehicle and everything.
Yeah,
and it's
I've
just
had
so
to kind of push ever
nauseating.
since like the original Prius and the Honda Insight came out because everybody
Like that South Park episode where the smug took over everything, the cloud of smug.
Yeah. See, and I just haven't experienced that. Like I've never met anybody who owned an electric car who
have you seen
as if they were somehow doing something for the environment. Like I literally have never experienced that.
Have you seen the new Ram Charger?
Oh God! Yeah,
did you hear about that?
I did.
No, I've seen the rendering, but I guess I didn't hear. I don't know.
Explain it, McTaggart.
Yeah, it's effectively the 25 Ram. The whole Ram series got kind of changed up a little bit. So the V8's out. They're all running the Hurricane 6 Theragasser, both versions, the low and high horsepower. The Ram Charger itself uses the Pentastar. It's kind of like the way my Volt's laid out. So it uses the Pentastar as a generator, and it has electric motors, 621 horsepower, I believe is the number. And they're claiming 560 plus mile of range, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's gonna have 200 miles more range than any human who's going to own one will ever use.
It has,
and
it takes care
what
of
are people mad because it's got electric motors driving the wheels instead, or
no? Really, if there's anything taking apart, it's Dodge is making their play on it, which is stop suffering.
Mopar just figured out what the electric trains have been forever.
Well, no. See, that's the thing that everybody doesn't understand. Even the people that own them, and McTaggart will know this. I don't know if you have it on your Dodge truck, but is yours an e-torque truck or not?
No, it is not. We didn't.
Okay.
We purposely didn't do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you know that like the majority of new Dodge trucks sold are e-torque trucks.
Yeah.
So
what is
new Dodge.
e-torque?
That's exact. They don't ever even talk about it. So no Dodge owner even knows they have it and that they're an earth cookie. They have no idea because Dodge hasn't marketed it. It literally is an electric motor that adds torque at the hit to help you with towing with your truck with no gear ratio. That is exactly what it's there for. So they can have a 308 gear, get killer mileage going down the road, and there is an electric motor that adds like 70 foot-pounds of torque to help you pull away with your trailer. That is it. And I know people who own those trucks who didn't know that's what it meant.
Yep. This is
I've
Because
never even heard
literally,
of it.
Mopar doesn't talk about it. It's on the hood. It says it right on the hood of every one. E-torque and on the fender. Like it's
that's
totally
the
a thing.
department doing work.
Yes.
Marketing department knows that Dodge people, Mopar people, and truck people in general don't buy into this shit. So
they're doing what I told Holly and everybody else to do. Like I've had full big meetings with Holly, and the smartest thing they could do, and I've also told Rick Johnson at Gear Vendors this. If you want to be smart, you make an electric power adder. You make it bolt to the back of the transmission, and you make it be on a button, and it gives me 50 or 100 or whatever it is at the button, and you put a battery pack in, and it will operate so many times at 10 seconds a hit, and then you got to recharge it. And oh, by the way, you can get the optional self-charging kit where it charges off the alternator and a fucking onboard charger. That's the deal. And there ain't a hot rodder on earth that is actually honest with himself that wouldn't gladly have a nitrous bottle he never needs to refill on a button. And if he does, he's a lying prick. And I would invite that guy on any forum he wants to talk about it, because they're the same dumbasses.
I don't like
who would
nitrous.
argue about other. Yeah.
So is that considered a power adder?
Yes, of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? 100%. I will tell you that it is in the eyes of the SCTA because I already designed it and was told I was not allowed to make a vehicle run on the salt as a hybrid that did not come as such, despite the fact that no hybrid has ever set a record on the salt that is still a hybrid, by the way. Volkswagen's hybrid records, all those that Richard and them did, there was no electric drive left in those cars whatsoever.
You know what that means, Chad?
What?
We got to bring the Volt to the salt.
Yeah.
There's a record.
Yeah. Four of us in it, all drinking Slurpees.
Yeah, there is no record to be set. Richard and them went over 200 miles an hour with theirs. Like, you can't set a record. You're out. Yeah. Yeah, you can't set a record. You could, but you're gonna have to build a race car to do it. Yeah. Yeah. They were a hybrid originally, so they get to call it that. Speaking of which, dude, the illegal truck, I have to show you this. And I am 90% sure I'm 99% sure I'm right on this. I hope I'm wrong, and I haven't brought this up in public to anybody, and I really should have, and now I'm going to be a dick, and it won't matter. Nobody will listen, so who cares? But there is a truck that I am in love with that ran at Bonneville this year and set a record. I am pretty sure, and it was like, I'm 90% sure that it set a record and it was allowed to do so, but it's not legal.
Speaking of the salt, Link Eller came and took me to lunch today.
Oh, nice. Okay, this truck is a Toyota. It's sexy as hell. I love it. I love everything about it. But
well, don't leave us in suspense.
I'm trying.
Is that the one from SEMA?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's from Bonneville, but yes, it was at SEMA. So this truck is a B.
That's the one we were talking about the other night.
I know, but it's a FB fuel modified mini pickup.
FB.
Here's the BF. Here's the problem. It's blown fuel modified mini pickup. Okay. So F is the engine side, blown meaning it's under boost, turbocharged in this case.
2JZ, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about what the engine is, but yeah, so it's a blown fuel, which means it's not running on it means it's not running on gasoline. None of that is the problem.
But even if you were in a fuel crash, you don't have to run fuel. You can run gasoline.
I agree. None of that is the issue.
You just can't run fuel and gasoline.
None of that is the issue.
Okay, what is the issue? Tell us, Dr. Bob.
This is a okay. This is a two-wheel drive Toyota pickup truck.
Okay.
Are you looking at the picture?
Well, it's got
It's
four-wheel
got
drive fenders on
oh shit. Oh shit.
it. And
You are
bed.
not legally allowed. You're not legally allowed to run a body like a four-wheel drive only has to be still four-wheel drive. I know this because I
And it's
was
got a four-wheel
going.
drive bumper on it, too.
Agreed.
Yep.
I was going to build an S10 crew cab to run at Bonneville because the longer the roof, the better it is aero-wise. And they are only available, the round body S10s as a crew cab are only available with that little tiny bed on them. Again, perfect for Bonneville. But they are only available four-wheel drive. And
That
I
is
was
not true.
told, yes,
Not
in
That
the
is not
United
true.
States of America, they are only available four-wheel drive.
But that shouldn't play into it if they're if they're the ones that were sold here were not
It
manufactured
doesn't
here.
matter. For this example, here's the point. Because they're only available four-wheel drive, the chassis that is under it must be the factory chassis. You do not need to have it in four-wheel drive, but it must use the four-wheel drive chassis, which makes it sit up higher. And you are not allowed to change that, okay? So, this is exactly the same deal. This truck could not have come with that set of fenders or that front bumper, which is taller and therefore an air dam. None of that is legal by SCTA rules.
So how did they get away with that?
They probably don't know.
That's exactly it. I think nobody knew in the tech department that a Toyota look, it's four-wheel drive fenders. It's got isn't that actually a 4Runner grill? I guess it's
it is.
Yeah,
It
right.
has the full front headlights.
It's a 4Runner
Yes.
grill and it's a 4Runner front four-wheel drive front bumper.
None of that is okay.
The bed technically is legal because you could get the extended cab with the four-wheel drive bed.
Yes, right.
Well,
Oh no,
those guys were
the
the
back
same.
half of it's fine. By all that's holy,
But
I'm
the
okay.
front of
but
it
is way not okay.
Yeah, because that's like those.
But the
those
funny
are-
part is that the fenders, as far as Bonneville is concerned, are not an advantage.
Well, I would disagree with you on that, but
How do you? No, because the fender flare, as it goes down to the bottom, sticks out too far.
Well, yes,
that's
true.
actually a disadvantage.
But being able to have that bigger air dam and wider definitely helps.
Well,
Definitely
that's the thing on those trucks. They use the same 6 bolt holes to hold on the balance, and there was like 3 different balances that you could mount to a two-wheel drive bumper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but they did not come on the vehicle.
Right.
True.
But that is a four-wheel drive, fenders and bumper and vents.
And grill.
Yeah.
And grill. 100%.
And technically the grill blocks off part of the air intake as well, so that's a modification too.
There's,
Yeah, because the
note the lip down here.
that's the thing on the earlier
Different.
ones. There was a bigger lip on those
On a two-wheel drive, yes.
No, it was a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, and
balance.
four-wheel on the early square ones. Yes, absolutely.
There was a bigger lip on those that would mount to that bumper. Because that's what I wanted to do on my Toyota, was try to find one of those balances.
Yeah, and again, I love this truck. Like, I'm in love. There isn't anything about it I don't love. I would drive this thing every day on the street looking like that. It is rad. It is laid out good. I mean, for a static thing, it's bitchin'. I mean, I love it. But, I'm not even sure, like, the roll pan, I think I think because it doesn't need to have it, like it isn't factory or not, I think it's okay, but
no, that was part of the bed. because
Yeah, but it
those
didn't
trucks.
come down that far factory. It
Yes,
only
it
came
does.
part
Yes,
way.
it does. My truck
did?
has it on it. Yeah,
Oh,
And wouldn't
yes,
it have the
you
cuts
have
for the
one.
bumper
That's right.
brace?
I
But
have
otherwise
one.
be there.
Yeah. Do what?
It has the roll pan there because the license plate mount, and it's
Yep.
pretty much solid except for the little hoochie
Yeah,
kai where
all
the
the
license
holes.
plate goes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it had the cuts for the bar for the bumper if you had it.
No,
No, the
the
bumpers
bumper
went
mount
under
on
them.
a Toyota went under. They had
Yep.
a dog leg in
Same
them.
on my Mitsubishi. My Mitsubishi
Yep, same
had
thing.
2 little halves that stopped near the middle where your license plate would go.
But the
And then
Mitsubishi on your style, didn't it unbolt?
yeah, oh yeah, they come off.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
My
100%.
93 Toyota that I had was basically, I had it like 2 weeks and was going to school in Chicago when I was in the military. I got pulled over in Nowhere, Tennessee, and got a ticket for not having a rear bumper on my truck. And the truck did not have a factory, did not come with a rear bumper.
Of course not. I got pulled over in Texas in my OBS.
That's why all the mini trucks used to have the little rubber dots screwed
Correct.
to them, remember?
Yes.
That was the
And-
bumper.
Right. So I got pulled over in my OBS truck because I had a roll pan on it. And the cop pulled me over and said, "You don't have a bumper. That's not legal." And I said, "Well, yeah, it is, because this truck didn't come with a bumper." And he goes, yeah, help. I'm surrounded by mini truckers. Yes. They're the best people you know. So, better than Mopar weirdos. But anyway, so he pulled me over. He said I didn't have a bumper. I said, yeah, this truck wouldn't have come with a bumper as factory equipment. It was an option. And he went, every truck has to have a bumper. I said, no. I told him this is like in, this is probably like 2005 or 6. I said,
Wow.
new trucks come with bumpers, but up until this new body style, it was still an optional deal to get a bumper. They did not come with a bumper. That was not factory equipment as far as a base, equipment. It was an option to get a bumper. And he was like, that can't be true. I said, well, you need to look it up, but I'm telling you that if you write me a ticket for this, I'm not going to pay the $15 to get it like signed off. I'm going to take you into court. Like, we're going to court. And he gave it up and went, okay. I said, yeah, sorry, not sorry. Not going to dick around with you on
Then he
Yeah, I
jerked
got
him out of the
pulled over
car,
by
hit him 15 times with Billy Club, and
that. I wish.
let him go.
It would have been great.
Because I got pulled
Awesome.
over by CHP in San Diego
Yeah.
because my truck was a 93, and the first year Toyota's put a third brake light on the truck was 94.
94. Yes.
And it was on top of the cab. I get pulled
Yep.
over, and he's like, why did you take off the third brake light? And I was like, it didn't come with one. He's like, yeah, they all have one. And I'm like, no, 94 is the first year. This is 93. And he didn't believe me. And I was like, all right, think about this. You think I took off the third brake light, completely repainted my truck the same color, so it looks like it was never there? And he's like looking at the roof, trying to like do all these angles, like looking for like holes or anything like that or bad body work. And I was like, that's the way it came. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Right.
And he got tired of arguing, just like, all right, fine, just go.
Well, you know what the other part about it is? They can't pull you over for that anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. Even if you removed it, would
Not
not
probable
legally have been
cause.
able to pull you over. Because here's the other thing. While all vehicles are required after whatever it was year to have 3 brake lights, they are not required to be operational. In every single state, 2 of 3 must operate. That is the legal deal. In fact, I know it to be so true. When I took my Civic in to get inspected last year, the third brake light, the light was out. And I pulled in and the guy goes, your third brake light doesn't work. And I said, yeah, but the other 2 do. And you and I both know it only needs 2 of the 3. And he goes, because he was hoping that he'd get to sell, me a light bulb and 30 minutes of labor. And I'm like, too bad. prick.
State of California, that's not true. State of California, if you have a light fixture or whatever you want to call it on
Yeah.
the vehicle, that light has to have the ability to work.
Well,
Really? Because federal
it
law
is
says no. Yeah,
it's in the vehicle code book.
really? Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
my
because of
Volvo
the
has.
trucks, all the trucks put all the extra lights and stuff on them. You can have
Right.
as many as you want, but they
But
got
they
to
all
be
gotta
they
work.
got to work,
Yeah.
and they can't be red facing forward and can't be yellow facing backwards.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
So
my
a
Volvo
lot
has
of
a.
the new cars that are out that have yellow turn signals on them, state of
Yeah.
California, that's illegal.
I'll be
They're
darned.
supposed to be red.
Yeah. In the
Oh,
state of Texas, you can put red and blues on anything you want. Literally
Mm-hmm.
flashing red and blue lights on anything you want. That every construction vehicle you drive by at night on any construction job, it looks like cop cars everywhere because they're
yeah.
all red and blue.
Yeah, my Volvo has a provision for a third brake light, but it didn't work, so I took it off, and there's like a little area on the back of the glass where it's got like a black frame around where
Yeah.
the third brake light would go.
Yeah.
So a Dave Chappelle dirt head shed sticker fit perfectly over that, so you
Nice.
never know.
That's awesome. I love that. That's greatness. The I am like so tempted on that Toyota to like, send it to Dan Warner, who is
Oh
was
shit!
the head of tech, and go. I don't
Might
want
as
to
well
be a
just
dick, but at the same time, it's like,
just pull out your gun and shoot yourself in the foot because
yeah,
I think there would be some bad karma involved in that.
I know.
Yeah.
If they haven't figured it out by now, and we've talked about it enough, I'm sure somebody's like, "Hey."
Yeah, I'm sure someone's probably said something.
Right. I would think so, but I will tell you. So, like, here's I'll show you some of the other stuff that was in the in what I'm going to call the high voltage area of the show. There was, there were some pretty, significantly badass rides over in that area. This Mercedes is just epic. The interior in this thing is unbelievable.
What in the
Like-
West Coast Customs?
Yeah, dude, the interior in this thing is, they jumped the shark on a bunch of the stuff, but that interior.
Chad's not even paying attention.
Why is there Hello Kitty in your
nice.
shop?
Yeah, why is there Hello Kitty in your shop? What the hell? The Hello Kitty Cafe? What are you doing to that?
I put
You bag it or something?
That
No,
thing
I
might
put-
as well say free candy. What the hell?
hello, little girls.
Yeah. Exactly.
I put 2,500 Silverado stuff underneath it.
What did it have under it?
It is, I believe, like a 1956 Divco.
Oh, really?
So, split rings and dual wheels.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
no way.
Nope.
So you put all the a whole 3/4 ton chassis under it, or what?
No, I put the front subframe and
Oh, okay.
the rear diff with
Oh,
the
okay.
torsion bars and everything. That 300
Oh, really?
is freaking cool.
Is that the same guy that's been doing like the vintage Mercedes Benz like every year, like the past 3 or
Yes.
4 years?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. And this one's Tesla powered, obviously, by the
Obviously.
Tesla emblem and the thing. But it
And the
has
pad.
all of the Tesla stuff. Like, see the dots on the body for the proximity sensors and stuff?
Oh shit!
Oh,
Like, it has the proximity sensors.
I
in
don't
it.
like the flares. The flares are a little
Yeah, the
boxy,
flares.
but
Yeah, but I think that was the only way.
but
it
I'm not
fit.
I'm not bagging on it. I'm just saying I don't prefer
Yeah.
them.
I think that's those. He was making those bodies carbon fiber and popping them out.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
The-
not 100%.
Is that
sure
the
on-
same company that that one that Dave Kindig built for that guy?
No,
yeah, I
different.
think
It's
so.
from?
Last year. Oh, okay. I thought it was the same one last year. Well, okay. So the other thing, I didn't get a picture of it, but in the doors are the side view cameras and stuff for the Tesla. Like all that shit's in it. It's pretty neat.
That was
there's
a lot of work and
oh
well
yeah,
done.
this, in my opinion, the single greatest vehicle to electric swap is a VW bus.
Yep.
It's got all the room, everything fits. Like there's nothing about this that isn't still
Well, and
VW if you look at it.
if you do a double floor in
Yeah.
the center of it, you can put the battery packs and everything
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right in the center of the floor if you
100%.
lay it out correctly,
Yep.
and the
There's a,
weight's in the right spots.
And there, if you decide you don't like it, you just unbolt it and take it out. Like the conversions for these still bolt right into the trans with 4 bolts. Like they're super
Yep.
easy. Like it's
what was
cool.
that or EV West Coast, or the West Coast EV or some shit like that was doing the conversions for Volkswagens.
Oh yeah,
EV
there's a
West, I
couple
think,
companies that do
yeah.
it, but yeah, that's
And
one of them.
they were literally like doing them in a day. They
Oh,
basically
yeah.
have it.
The
mastered.
Yeah,
kit
because they
is
have
a
the
weekend
pack.
kit.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have the
the
packs
kit-
all laid out and everything.
Yep. Yeah, the kit you can do in a weekend if you do it right with their stuff. If you have a running and driving bug or, van or Porsche, you can bring it in and, you can pull it in your garage and at the end of the weekend have it running and driving. But yeah, there's a bunch of these new kits that are coming out with, different subframe setups and what have you. This little Miata, that thing's a riot. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, but how can you have a Miata go around corners fast if it doesn't have some annoying fart can exhaust on it?
Well, you could put a speaker in, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So this thing they were building on site, and it obviously is a cool hot rod that had the flathead that's behind him over here, or not a flathead. It was a nail head, I think, that was in it. I don't remember. Anyway, and then they're putting this electric setup in it.
Obviously a nail head because I can see the flat top valve covers.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this is I don't know if this thing, like, I'm assuming this thing did not have like a full hood and everything on it. I didn't see it when I was there, but I'm assuming
with those injector stacks, no, it didn't have a hood.
Right. So putting this in there, it's not gonna look cool. Like that's the only reason that I don't like it. Because on this
my
kind
question
of a ride,
is, where
like,
do the batteries go?
I have no idea where they're gonna put those. Not a clue. Yeah, not a clue. I will say that this was cool. The Testarossa.
I dig the hell out of that thing.
Right?
Looks like some kid's bed.
I know, right? Doesn't it look like it? Okay, but my favorite part was this. Look at down here at the bottom of this light up thing. If that isn't SEMA finished, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's 100% SEMA finished.
Rumor I heard about this car was that it was stricken from Ferrari's registry. That basically they say this car does not exist anymore after what they did to it.
Really?
Ferrari's really good about that. They did that to at least one, if not a few F40s as well. But that's been Ferrari's game forever. If you don't do it the way we say it, we cut you off. It's like the mafia. It's really
but that's not actually, they're not cutting you off. It just means in the Ferrari register. They can't like invalidate your VIN and not let you register it anymore or any of that stuff. I mean, what, the state of California is going to go, oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no, you're not in the Ferrari registry? Who cares?
Well,
like,
I think they did the same to Richard Rawlings when he painted that F40 black.
Yeah. Well,
quite frankly,
yeah.
But who cares?
This, but that F40 was killer.
Yeah, it's it's
Who gives a shit?
Richard Rollins. Like, who cares? There's like 800 other reasons to make that
to kick him out of this.
Something. Yeah. So like this truck, I mean, other than the fact that it sits 6 inches too tall, it's Foos's C28. That thing was cool.
That.
Or the C28. It's cool. I don't know why he has the stance so wrong, but he does. That thing was cool.
His renderings they're completely hammered.
Oh, of course, yes, yeah. It's just like every new car that gets debuted, the very first like prototype, they're all lower than the production cars because that looks good, you know. But
Dude, that
there was
Testarossa looks like a kid's bed or a seat to play video games in.
right. So there was this, you know, electric Ford. This thing was cool because this was electric. And it was, I mean, other than the iPad for the dash, it looks like any other, you know, cool.
That's one of the
Chevy pickup.
Icon trucks.
I don't know if it's an Icon or not. I didn't.
I
pay
don't see
attention.
the lizard. I don't think it is.
Well, he puts the lizard someplace.
Well,
It's always obvious,
Bless you.
though. But
Ooh.
I'd be on it except for that dash, that stupid iPod shit. They make gauges that'll work with this.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't need any gauges. I mean, you know. But I if it were mine, I would have made it so that iPad hid in the back and it popped up when you wanted it. You know. But otherwise, it's still just a cool truck.
I just put some of the Dakota
Exactly.
dash stuff in it, so you got a speedo and.
This thing again,
day.
it's also electric. You'd never know if you know, other than that thing, if you took, you know, if you're looking in here, the only reason you know is because of the buttons instead of a shifter.
Shifter.
Otherwise, it looks like, you know, a fairly
I
factory.
think you should get more shit just for leaving the blue interior in it, but.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. It
I
looks
like
stock.
the blue interior.
I can appreciate that.
It is stock. Yeah, it's all original shit.
Yeah.
You know, they had batteries in the back and the front, which is all fine. I don't care. You know, but I mean, it's a nice, you know, Camaro convertible.
What
Whatever.
the hell's going on? What's supposed to be the gas cap? Why does
What
it
do you
look like a growth?
Well, I don't know. It's probably sticking out so that you
Charging
can see
port?
where it's going to charge. Yeah,
Probably
I'm
a
sure it's
charging
the charging
port.
port. Yeah. Obviously,
What
this is
they
not
should do with
electric.
one of them is like the lowriders do and have the ground cable hanging out of the trunk so you can get to it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
This
what-
thing.
Actually,
you know,
it's probably not a bad idea on an EV car is to be able to deground them if they start
Right.
melting down.
This was just a Pro Touring Mustang that somebody did a revolt system on, you know, which is a bolt-in deal, and super simple. So everything else about it, other than the sheet metal in the front, you know, is just a Pro Touring Mustang. I mean, it's a nice car, but you know, but if this thing was driving down the road, nobody would know anything was weird or different. You know what I mean?
Did you
So-
see that one me and Jay went and picked up on Saturday?
Oh yeah, yeah, that thing's cool.
One owner, clean as heck.
the Tesla that was in the Hoppos hydraulics booth.
Yeah.
That's got hydraulics, but
Oh yeah.
does it have another set of batteries, or did they?
Well, they
Use
would
them
have to
to-
use another set of batteries because
Well,
the
yeah, because
battery
it's high
packs
voltage. Yeah.
the output AC output.
Yeah, and they're high voltage. Like, I mean, you know, a Tesla is like 475 volts or something like that.
That's what I didn't. I was wondering if they had like some type of custom inverter or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it just had regular batteries for the hydraulics, and you know, that was it. But this one is an EV swap with I believe that was a T5. Isn't that a T5 there, Crosby?
Believe so.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious as to why it had a Ford bell housing on it.
I don't know. I think maybe it was a Ford T5 originally. I mean, I don't.
Probably
I mean, it's
probably a
63
Mustang T5. But why would
Yeah.
you put a lowrider with a stick? Why wouldn't you
I
just
don't
do
know.
an automatic?
I don't know.
Do a 4L80 or something behind it.
Well, you know, if you just put it in a gear, the electric motor does the backward and forward. So, you know, you may never even shift it. I don't know, but yeah, this thing was clean.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, and again,
So-
nobody would know it was
oh.
electric.
No,
You know.
no, go back. No,
What's
no.
wrong?
What?
What are those
What?
brake lights in the rear fender? That
Yeah, I didn't get
those
a picture
hard
of that. They
lines
got-
there?
It's got all kinds of weird arrow crap on it, so I didn't care.
Ugh, no.
Yeah, see how it has a big splitter thing.
Well, I mean, the splitter kind of goes with the front fenders the way they are because those fenders roll
Show
in
the
on-
side view again, Chad. The
Yeah,
front
no.
fenders are the openings swept back too.
Yeah.
So
Nope,
is
Yeah, right
so
here.
is the back of the tailgate.
And the rear openings are raised up to match the
Yeah.
height of the fronts, which
Mhm.
makes the top of the fender look smaller. Yeah. It's got
I would have
multiple
gone.
things.
I would have gone the other way. I would have dropped the fronts down.
Correct. Agreed. My opinion is lug nuts shouldn't be seen. Let's tuck them up behind a fender.
Yep.
This thing was cool. This thing was cool because as I walk by it, there is a media guy who is interviewing one of the builders of this truck, and he is asking, he's like, okay, so it's what, a 1960? And the guy goes, no, it's a 51 or whatever. And the guy goes, okay, and it's a Dodge, and he goes, it's a Chevrolet. Actually, it's a GMC, I believe, if I remember right. I believe it's a GMC. Anyway,
No,
so
that's a Chevy. That's a Chevy.
is it? I
Yeah,
don't know.
you can
Cause
tell
see the
by the
black.
top of the grill.
Oh, okay.
Because
Gotcha.
if it was a
Oh yeah,
GMC, it would
into
have the bulb on top,
Yeah, that's right.
and the
So
hood would wrap around it.
yeah, so it was funny though because the guy was a complete idiot. Obviously, didn't know anything about cars. So, but again, this thing's clean. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's all fine. Who cares? And
It's
none
well
of that,
put together. It looks like.
right? And that doesn't like people that go, "Oh, this thing's ruined." Why? Like I know with 100% confidence that in one weekend I can take that out and put a LS in there.
Well, look what they did with Project
cares?
X, and all of it
Exactly.
came right back out of it, and
Of
put a
course, it was all
632
bolted
in it.
in. Yes,
Yeah,
it was no
so
big deal. Everybody lost their minds. I was like,
I
dude.
I didn't prefer it, but it's
No,
still.
it wasn't my favorite, but I didn't care. Dude, I haven't
I
I
thought it
haven't
was
liked
funny
half
about.
of the renditions of Project X. Because
Yeah.
there have been 50 of them. Like,
Yeah, there's been so many variants of it. You knew it was going to change. I mean,
exactly.
it's
Who
just
cares?
I did like
Oh,
the listening to Steve Rupp explaining how it's now the wheelie monster with the batteries in the back of the car.
oh, that's funny.
Said you can't steer it.
I don't know why. I mean, I know it's a Ford, but this little van thing, like, I kind of dug that.
that went up Pikes Peak earlier this year.
Another
Yeah,
one of their
exactly.
Oh, really?
super runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got no windows. It looks like windows there, but these actually taper in, so the whole back's like arrow.
Yeah.
Larry Chin had in one of his videos a while back. He did a whole thing on this this van out at PPIR.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They did some shakedown runs on it before, like the week before the hill climb.
So this is the Mach E, and there were several Mach E off-road looking things there. Another bug, or Volkswagen.
Double cab.
Yeah. There was lots of the normal. This thing was insane. And
What is it?
It's a Porsche, I believe. I can't remember.
Is it?
I thought so, but yeah, it's
Look
it's
how far
nuts.
forward the cab is.
Yeah, there were so many people there around it. Like I literally reached around in front of somebody and went click with my phone because there were so many people filming it. You see, I mean, there's people in the picture because there was no way not to. And at night when I was in there, it was all covered up, and it was covered and it had cables going under it, so I didn't want to unwrap it.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, McTaggart knows. Like I will unwrap cars at night to take pictures of them, but only if I've talked to them earlier in the day and went, hey, I have access. I'm gonna
I did that when I was doing the show car stuff. I mean, I would literally go in after hours when everyone was gone, and there's only one security guard, and I'm taking down displays.
Yeah.
To get because we want pictures of this vehicle. I'm like,
Right.
I will get them. And
Now we're getting somewhere. That 57 was bitching.
Yeah, the 57 was cool. This carbon Camaro is, pretty cool. This I loved. It's a,
I like
you know,
that.
it's a dent side Ford, but it's rad. Pre-runner goodness. That's great, except I just all of the like narrowed control arm stuff so that you can turn it to full lock when it's laid on its nuts. Um, I just don't like the wheel being tucked in that far. It just
I don't understand them doing that because they never drive them.
I know that's the thing. It's like because this like
Oh,
I don't care if I can turn it all the way when it's laid out. We know you can't. That's the point. Like you raise it up, you turn, you go back, you lower it down, and you drive straight down the boulevard. Like,
Right. But I mean, there's so many of these high
I
dollar
hate
builds
the
and
dash in this
C10s.
thing. I hate the dash.
It looks like they tried to emulate a 60s and failed.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
Okay. C2 Corvette.
No, I'm getting like
If-
63, 66 C10 gone wrong.
Yeah, it's not right, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of
what
the
was
truck's
that?
cool.
The dash in that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Ick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
get like
is
a
right.
65, 66 vet feel to it.
Yeah, I don't like it. At all.
Oh, and it's body dropped with big fat seats in it, so you sit in it like you're sitting on a toilet seat.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear
Of
this?
course. Look at
Okay.
how high up they are compared to the dash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's stupid.
The
but-
dually.
The dually I love except one thing. Well, there's a bunch of things, but these fenders, like I can't.
Why'd they modify the stupid fender?
Well, because the thing is laying the body on the ground. And so, in order to do that and fit this big wheel and tire in it, you got to raise the fender up.
Why don't you just
And-
do like a white boy, just move the fender up and like it should be done. The edge is too sharp on it. It looks
yeah.
like it's got a skirt now.
Yeah, it's what all of them are like. And that's why I can't stand them. It's why I won't have my dually body dropped, is because I won't do that to the. If I wanted a body dropped crew cab, it's going to be a single rear wheel.
Yes.
Well,
That's
the
it.
body drop
No.
if you do them with the right size wheel on them and tire
Then it's okay.
program,
Yes.
if you do a 22, you don't even have to move it up that high
I know.
to go that low.
I
There's
know.
a story
I mean,
on
the
this truck.
I
the
agree.
tire's about 4 inches from the top of that fender, and it's laying
Right.
on the ground.
Right.
This truck was on the trailer heading to SEMA. It was in the guy's backyard. He was backing up and rubbed the fenders on the gate. One of the fenders rubbed on the gate and had to take it into Eye Candy there in Phoenix that painted the truck to repair the bodywork and respray it before it went. So they were like in a mad rush and like in a matter of hours got this truck done. And it
Glad I've
said-
never had any problems like that.
It was at SEMA last year too. I mean, it's cool.
See now,
I don't like
the dash in that looks okay.
Yeah, because it's a stock
Just left
shaped
alone.
dash.
I could do without the big old fat console all the way through the middle of it that every
Right.
mini trucker thinks that they need to have.
well, it has
Right.
four
I
bucket seats,
also
though,
think
doesn't
that
it?
the peanut butter and brown doesn't go with the blue as well as I
Not
would.
at all.
But, yeah,
Nah.
that blue is just not right for a brown interior.
Did you take pictures of that GTO?
The Holly one?
The one that got wrecked.
No.
Oh no, the one that got wrecked. You're talking about the green one?
No, the one.
Oh.
Whose booth was it on?
I'll say it's
McGuire, or it was either McGuire's or no, it was in Mother's.
No, I never got outside.
The boys
so I don't
down
know.
the street did the interior in it. They came in.
The
I think they
boys?
came in.
The
Marco
boys,
and
the
Mondo.
boys? Really?
Marco, yeah.
That's cool. Good for them.
$250,000 interior.
What?
No way. And
Look-
those guys did it?
Yep.
Wow. I'm not saying that bagging on the boys. They just weren't at that level the last time I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Good for them. Wow.
And they only barely got beat out as far as interior stuff went
Oh,
for
really?
everybody at the show by
Oh,
one
wow.
person.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay, well, I have got to call it, boys. I have another
All right.
show starting in 12 minutes. So,
What show?
doing the one with Mike and Susie.
Angus.
So,
Oh.
yeah,
Angus.
You tell him I said hi.
I will.
He's not
All right,
sleeping.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, Phil and Lycan and Neil and everybody else for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We are, and by we I mean I, am working on setting a schedule for 2024 for the show. It's not just going to be every other Thursday. It's going to be a specific dates because I can't do Thursdays very easily. So we're going to. I'm working on a schedule for that.
Why is your porn
And
career get involved in this or what?
yeah, exactly. So we'll have that. We're gonna have Triple B, of course. So yeah, so there's lots coming, but we're gonna set a schedule. But we'll do a few more of these between now and the end of the year. So
Cool.
yeah. So I am on a plane tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, McTaggart. And yeah, Jet Black, my OnlyFans. You know, my foot. It's with my feet. See, it's the.
No, fuck's sake.
Easy, Trigger. My God, everybody in the
Wow.
world's seen my feet a lot. They're in flip flops.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm ready for it.
Oh God, that's funny.
Brad's gonna be here
I have
Monday.
not packed my bag yet, Steven. So the what's Monday?
Brad will be here Monday.
Oh, nice. Very
He's
good.
coming to get that lathe I picked up for him.
Oh yeah.
Brett.
Vocal.
Brett.
Oh,
Vocal, not Oaks.
Oaks.
I was about
Oaks
to
is
say.
still Oaks is still mad at me because
What's
I
he mad
picked
at
on
you?
him the last time he was here.
Oh, gotcha.
He
I was-
stomped off like a little girl.
I was wondering, like, he said lathe, and I was like, he doesn't have the capacity to operate a lathe.
Oh God, no. He'd end up
Oaks?
wrapped around it. He'd end up wrapped
Oaks
around
might
it.
surprise you on that part, but
All right.
all right, you boys have fun.
All right, you guys too. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you next time. We appreciate you guys tuning in. See ya.
Later.
See ya.